Good morning students, welcome back to online class. This is science class. Dear children, what did we learn in the previous class? Yes, we learned about the adaptation of plants in deserts and hilly regions, right? Yes. Let me ask some questions. What are adaptations? Adaptations are special features in the structure or behavior of a plant or an animal that help it survive in its habitat. What are sauropods? Plants that grow in deserts are called sauropods. Why do desert plants have thick stems? Desert plants have thick stems to store a lot of water. What are hilly regions? Hilly regions are rocky and dry. Give some examples of hilly region plants. Pine, deodar and eucalyptus. Okay children, in this class we are going to discuss about the adaptation of plants in grasslands and marshy region. First, let's discuss about the grasslands. Okay, what are grasslands? Grasslands are open spaces in which a variety of grasses grow with only a few trees scattered near rivers and streams. So, if you see a grasslands, that be hardly a few trees and the rest of the lands are covered with tall grasses. Children, nearly 1/5 of the earth's lands of it's covered with grasslands, and this generally seen in the temperate zone. So, grasslands are commonly seen in temperate zone. The temperate grasslands have hot summers and cold winters. Here, the limited rainfall and drought is common. So, what is meant by drought? Drought means a long period of time when there is little or no rain. There are two seasons in the temperate grasslands. One is growing season and another one is dormant season. Plants grow only in the growing season, but plants do not grow in the dormant season because the climate is too cold during that time. The major grasslands of the world are prairies, savanna and steppe. What are the major grasslands of the world? The major grasslands of the world are prairies, savanna and steppe. Now in this particular class we will focusing on prairies. Prairie grasses have some special adaptations that allow them to survive in hot dry summers. Now look at these roots of prairie grasses. The roots of the grasses have very deep and extensive root systems that can reach deep down to absorb as much moisture as they can. That is, the extensive root systems that can reach deep into the ground to get water. And these extensive root systems prevent grazing animals from pulling roots out of the ground. Okay, next see the leaves of grasses. The grasses have long narrow leaves that lose less water than the larger leaves. So the narrow leaves do not need as much water. That is, the grasses have narrow leaves that lose lesser water than broad leaves do. Next, dear children, look at these prairie grasses. The grasses grow on the bottom and grow close to the ground. They have strong roots, which means they won't be destroyed when animals walk on them and eat them. That is, grasses grow from their base, not from tip. The stem of grasses. The grasses have soft stems. These soft stems allow the plants to bend rather than break in the grassland's wind. That is, the soft stems allow grasses to bend in the wind. And the last one is trees. Trees that grow in grasslands are flat shaped and umbrella shaped. This shape of trees helps to withstand the heavy wind, not to broken. Okay? Trees that grow in grasslands are flat shaped or umbrella shaped in order to withstand the heavy wind. Okay students, hope you have understood the grasslands. Now let's discuss about the marshy regions. Before getting to the session, let us see the top 5 mangrove forests in the world. Okay children, let me explain the marshy region. A marsh is an area of land where water covers the ground for long periods of time. So what is a marsh? A marsh is an area of land where water covers the ground for long periods of time. Plants where the soil is very sticky and clayey are called marshy areas. So plants in marshes are called mangroves. Grass and herbaceous plants grow on marshy lands. Herbaceous means plants that have soft stems. So what are the plants growing on marshy lands? Grass and herbaceous plants grow on marshy lands. Now let's discuss about the adaptation of plants in marshy region. First, as we know, the soil in this region is sticky and clayey. Therefore, they often have large air spaces within them to store air. Why is soil in this region sticky and clayey? Yes, the soil in this region sticky and clayey to store air. Next, the plants in this region have well-developed root systems and also have adaptations for dealing with high salt content in the water that surrounds them. These areas are wet, humid and clayey soil with plenty of water. So, it becomes very difficult for plants to grow here because air cannot reach the roots. So, the roots of the plants growing here do not get enough air to breathe because the clayey soil has very little air spaces between the soil particles. Here, the roots do not get air to breathe, so they grow out of the soil and water. The aerial roots of these plants grow above the soil and absorb the gases directly from air. So, they are called breathing roots. What are breathing roots? Breathing roots are the roots that grow above the soil to breathe. For examples, mangrove trees. These breathing roots are also known as aerial roots. Okay students, now let's recall once again. Grasslands are mainly covered by long and thick grasses. The major grasslands of the world are prairies, savanna and steppe. Roots of the prairie grasses extend deep into the ground to absorb as much moisture as they can. Extensive root systems prevent grazing animals from pulling roots out of the ground. Grasses have narrow leaves that lose lesser water than broad leaves do. Grasses grow from near their base, not from tip. Soft stems allow prairie grasses to bend in the wind. Trees that grow in grasslands are flat shaped or umbrella shaped in order to withstand the heavy wind. Next, marshy region. A marsh is an area of land where water covers the ground for long periods of time. Grass and herbaceous plants grow on marshy lands. The soil in this region is sticky and clayey to store air. Plants have well developed root systems. The aerial roots of these plants grow above the soil and absorb the gases directly from air. So, aerial roots are called breathing roots. Okay, children, hope you have understood today's topic. Thank you. Have a nice day.